You for I just want to thank you for attending the Military Spouse Professional Network tonight. Continue. We have Delphine Carter here. She is the, oh goodness, I'm sorry. I messed up. She is the CEO and founder of Bolo Solutions. We're super excited to have her here. She's been super successful and engaging as an entrepreneur, helping women get employment. So, Delphine, share a little bit about yourself on how you got started, your vision, and behind your mission, please. Oh, take yourself off mute.
It would help, right? A year and a half into this. Okay, so I have been a product manager in technology space, and I would launch these new products under the umbrella of a company, and I would want to hire somebody within the right price point, but every resume that I got streaming across my desk was the exact same person. It looked like, right? Like it was the exact same storyline. And then on the weekends, I would be on my children's ball fields, and the woman next to me would be saying, I love that you're working. I really wish I could get back to work. I'm struggling to get back in. And I was like, but I needed you, like your marketing skills. That's what I was looking for. But her resume was never getting surfaced through any of the online job boards. And so I started exploring exactly what was going on. And we started testing, how can we help women stay in and return to the workforce by helping them find flexible job opportunities. So we work with women who may have gaps in their resumes. 3 out of 4 women have nonlinear careers, or even somebody who's working full time but going everywhere on 2 wheels. Like you're a second away from getting 8 speeding tickets in 1 minute, and helping them find something that brings a little more flexibility or moment to moment balance to their lives. And so we've been around for about 2 years now. We've got over 1,600 women on our platform, and we've been placing women in project roles, temporary roles, and then also permanent full-time or part-time permanent job opportunities. And the whole thing is, how can we help caregivers, whether it's children, parents, or you're caring for a sibling or an aunt or uncle, how can we help caregivers have access to flexible job opportunities?
I love that, Delphine. And you know what? I think you're talking to the right group because we are all military spouses and we have some of those gaps and those hardships of trying to find employment. So I am so happy to have you on here. I'm going to let you go ahead and share your screen.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm glad to be here as well. You guys fall exactly into the umbrella because of the struggle with, hang on, let me move some stuff around, because of the struggle with these online job boards that try to make people look exactly like one consistent thing. So if you are ready for me to take over, I'm just going to go into it, and we're going to go through a few slides, and these slides are really for just a framework. So as you have questions, put them in chat, or I've got the screen hidden. So if anybody can help me answer questions, or if somebody's like raising a hand, but really, I just want to inform you about another option that you guys have out in the world today across the US in finding flexible job opportunities. You've got a lot of great solutions that I've already researched that are out there, and we just want to be another tool in your toolkit. So again, I'm the CEO and founder of Bulo. We launched in 2018, help women stay in and return to the workforce. And what we're going to cover right now is why we felt we had to build Bulo. And I think this is going to help you feel, maybe, I don't know if y'all felt this way, but I've had a lot of friends who have said, I feel crazy because I've got this amazing history and I've done some great things, but I feel like my resume comes across and nobody's looking at it. So we're going to help explain why that could look that way. And then we want you to know how you can really put Bulo out of business by just thinking through what you need to do to make yourself shine. So again, we connect women to companies that value a woman's influence in the workplace and that really prioritize diversity and promote a flexible work culture. So women, mostly moms, leave the workforce in droves. And it has a permanent impact, as many of you may know, on their financial well-being, but it also affects our daughters. So the daughters of women who have stepped out of the workforce have less, their salary is lower than women in the workforce in their same roles whose mothers were not stay at home. So we've got to figure out exactly how can we help this wage gap from continuing to spread. So we work with women who are looking to maintain their personal and professional goals with companies that really respect that and understand that that's doable. So in the next few minutes, I am going to focus on caregivers. That's moms, children of aging parents, caregivers of siblings or extended family. But that's really because that's how we started with our go-to-market. I say that BULO is for anyone who has a nonlinear career, any kind of gap in their resume, and then really is just looking for support in getting their resume surfaced. So you guys really identify as spouses who have traveled the world supporting loved ones. So you guys really identify with who we're trying to solve a problem for. So here's some quick stats. Women are leaving the workforce rapidly. 30% of employees left a job in order to manage an unmet caregiving responsibility. That's pretty ridiculous if you think about the cost that it takes for a company to not only hire you, but train you, and then to try and go through the effort to replace you. And we know that women in particular are leaving because of a lack of a flexible job opportunity, lack of the feeling like there's a career progression, and having no professional support. So why do they need flexible job opportunities? A big part of that is because daycare access is expensive and challenging. And this is a incredibly depressing stat. 40% of daycares across the US are estimated to have closed permanently. Before the pandemic, 2.7 million children under the age of 6 were in need of childcare but lacking a spot. So I was doing some research on the struggles that you guys specifically face, and I think it's the daycare situation and childcare situation is the number one issue as well for many of you. I want to work, my family needs me to work, but what in the world do I do with my kids because I may not be able to afford it, or there may not be a suitable option around. And so that's where finding flexible jobs comes into place. Overall, 75% of mothers struggle, period, but working women are shown to struggle even more with mental health concerns, but they also have higher professional ambition. And so that's a tough balance for us that really feel driven to get back into work, but are feeling excess pressures. The good news is there's a lot of people behind us. So Marty Walsh, the labor secretary, said if we're going to have a strong recovery and equitable recovery, we've got to get women back. And then Harvard did a study trying to research what happened during COVID and the hiring situation. And right now is the best time to be finding a job. The war for talent is insane. We are recruiting candidates and members, and they're finding jobs within 2 days, or there's high competition for. It's the right time for you to ask what you need to. Before I go even further, I would encourage any of you that are working right now in a full-time job to first ask your employer if they're willing to be flexible, and then try and look for a flexible job. What we found from a lot of women is they haven't even made the ask when an employer may value you so much that they want you to stay. You just need to kind of put that ask out there. So I'm going to put that as like a little disclaimer. Why do businesses really gain value from mothers? 89% of American workers agree that working moms in leadership bring out the very best in employees. During COVID, more women were promoted into executive roles because of the ability to have empathy and the ability to relate to team members. So they believed moms were better listeners, calmer in a crisis, more diplomatic, and better team players. Our customers, which is our clients, we work with small to medium-sized businesses under 500 employees, and they all have to offer flexibility. They are struggling to find talent because they've got budget restrictions. There's low quality of labor that's out there. They've got poor sourcing solutions. So Indeed, LinkedIn, and ZipRecruiter. If you put out a resume, you get if you put out a job post, you get like 200 resumes. And so that's a lot for a small business to sift through. There's a nationwide talent shortage right now. And they also don't have the time as a small to medium-sized business owner to commit to this. Now, what is our problem? Our problem is that women, especially mothers, are really struggling to find jobs because they cannot find flexible work options that allow them to meet the caregiving needs and responsibilities that they have. They've got gaps in their resumes that the onboarding for a lot of these job boards don't allow them to accommodate for. They have non-traditional careers, which means you may have been in marketing this role and then gone into sales and then maybe gone into a customer success lead. The online job boards don't read that in a linear fashion. So that looks like a jump to them. But it's also because many have lost their professional network. And so they have their network of being involved with their kids and being involved with whoever's supporting their parents, but their professional network is missing. Oops. So to prove the point, mothers are really a hidden workforce. 80% of the online job boards surface the exact same people. That means that Bill Smith is on LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed. All of those are the exact same people. So anyone whose career is atypical, where they've kind of zigged and zagged with the opportunities or spent their career as a generalist, the keyword only filtering on these job sites make it to where your resume doesn't necessarily pull up. Our members have very atypical resumes. They've done a lot of volunteer work. They've contributed in many ways as leaders and as influencers, but they're not able to put that in the typical resume format. So this is what we realized early on we needed to do. For everybody that comes onto our platform, we create, it's on the fly, it happens in space. So you download, it creates a member profile. Our onboarding experience asks for you, you can see here with leadership and initiative and education, we ask for you to, or execution, we ask for you to tell us about yourself. This is your time to read, to write your story so that somebody can emotionally identify with who you are, what you've done, and see a lot more about you than the traditional resume. So our perfect example is the event at the schools, the events on base, the events in your community or on sports teams. There's many of you that have blown past your fundraising goals. You've helped negotiate contracts for school systems, for example, for any kind of community giving. People are actually paid to do a lot of this volunteer work. In 2014, women donated 4.5 billion hours to causes and issues that equal 103 billion in salary value. This should be showing up on your resume, but it doesn't translate on a lot of the platforms. So we recognize that in order to highlight what you've been doing, we needed to make this 360-degree profile as an overlay. And again, you guys jump in as you need to. And so how do our clients benefit? How do members benefit? The clients really appreciate us because they get a vetted workforce. So we help you get through the online resume or the online profile. We talk to you, have a conversation, make sure you're a great fit for the role. We offer them role creation guidelines. We've got a lot of people, and I'm sure if you guys have been job shopping, you'll see this, where they want you to be an accountant and also post for their social media and also clean up the kitchen and do all of these admin tasks. So we help employers really narrow in onto who's going to be the most successful in this role, and let's keep the guidelines in that space. We send our clients 3 to 5 curated matches, which includes your 360-degree profile. And our clients have said they feel like they've had their first interview, but just by looking at that profile. Then for you guys, what you get is a pre-qualified businesses. Everyone who is on our platform is offering flexibility in hours, flexibility in location, or flexibility in culture. What flexibility in culture means is if you have to run out to go to the dentist, take your kids to the dentist, you can finish work at home. You don't feel like you have to account for every single minute of every single day. We also, again, only focus on flexible jobs. You get the 360-degree profile, and there's also privacy from the currently employed. We only show people your resume when you have said, yeah, I'm okay with this job. I think I can do it. And so here's the steps. First off, membership is always free. We do not want to monetize from our members to help them find a job. We work with the businesses to have them pay a placement fee. So how it works is you guys come to the website, you complete your profile. Again, it's going to ask you a lot of open-ended questions, so it's longer than what you may have gone through, but we promise you the value is there. And then we accept you as a member. You get matched to a role. You've got a video interview. You accept the role, and then you guys start working. There's 3 ways that you can get to work, either in full or part-time permanent hire, as a temporary worker. So that's as a contract worker with an end date, or maybe just a contract worker with no defined end date yet, or as a project, which means there's a set of deliverables that are necessary, a marketing plan, an HR document. The areas of expertise that our customers really need is accounting, finance and bookkeeping, administrative assistance, business development, sales. And I won't read all of these. We'll be able to see this through the video recording, but we've got a lot of opportunities for women that are not industry specific. And so you'll be able to use these in just about any business that is out there looking for quality candidates. And just to show you exactly what we've been up to and how we've been doing, we've got over 1,600 qualified women. The average person has over 10 years of professional experience. 43% have a graduate degree, but we've got many women that have certifications, licenses, and then college degrees. We filled over 200 roles and had 150 clients. What makes us really happy, though, is our companies come back to us over and over again for more talent. One may be a permanent position, the next may be a project, but we really try to build a close relationship with them to make sure that they value you and that they value the moms, the opportunity of hiring moms. And so why we exist, it's these women. These are women that are on our platform that we've placed and have really appreciated the process because we've helped guide them. A lot of times we'll have women that say, you know, I'm not qualified for that job. And we'll say, yes, you are. I promise you, you are. Go do it. And so we'll force them to apply, and then they try and they really enjoy the experience. And just so you know who we are, this is the team of Bulo. We are all women who have nonlinear careers, have had gaps in our resume, and we all work incredibly hard to make sure that we can find you something that makes you feel fulfilled, that brings money to your family, and that also allows you to honor the caregiving responsibilities that you have. So that's it. Do we have any questions?
Did not sing just yet, but I guess they can come off mute and ask you away. But let me tell you, Delphine, this was a great presentation. I'm super excited to know that this is available for our military spouses, because everything that you said resonated with some of the challenges that I've seen out there, right? Those roles that you discussed, those are the roles that we're looking for. So I'm very excited about this presentation and the information that you provided, because you hit on those numbers so deeply, and it's near and dear to my heart. And I love the way you talked about childcare. That's one of the biggest issues that we see nowadays. And having that business that supports that process makes way big of a difference.
We're also looking into a partnership where we can get women access to telehealth therapists who can help you with childcare questions, with child development issues, transition problems, any changes that happen. What we want to do is support women through this entire experience, even if it's your parent. A lot of us, I don't know, I'm a sandwich generation. My mom, we're working to figure out how we're going to handle her. I've got young kids. So we love you guys. We honor you. We want to make you shine. We're going to talk you into trying harder. And if any one of you tells me that you've just been a mom, I will tell you, don't ever use the word just ever again.
I love that. I see Lamia has a question for you. Lamia, you can come off your mic. If you want to show your video, you're more than welcome to as well.
Hi. So first of all, I just want to say thank you for the work that you do. It makes me immensely happy and hopeful when I see people who are advocating for women. And you basically kind of hit every issue that military spouses have. One of the main things that we struggle with is having to move from country to country, and a lot of our careers are just not mobile. We can't take them with us. So what COVID did for a lot of us is kind of opened the eyes of a lot of employers on just the flexibility and how amazing remote work can be, not just for the employee, but for the employer as well. So I just want to take a little minute and just say thank you for that, and just acknowledge how helpful that would be for our community. My question is if I am open to any position, because I've had a lot of conversation with people who said, oh no, you have to pick your niche. And I've been struggling with finding a job, and it kind of stresses me out a little bit. How much focused on my niche should I be? Or how open should I be to any opportunity that comes to me, as long as I'm comfortable doing the skills and responsibilities that is required in that role.
What is your niche? You
So,
mind me asking?
yeah, so I'm in project management and events coordinating, and it's kind of like passe-partout, because one of the jokes that I made at an interview before is I sat on the same table with the Minister of Culture of my country to discuss programs, but I also sweep the floors before workshops to make sure that it's clean enough for our students. So it's basically I'm open to anything at this point.
So here's the thing. People, first off, you saying passe-partout, hearing your accent, maybe my background is in French. I grew up moving every 4 years
Yeah, I
overseas as
saw
well. We were
boulot and I
corporate.
was like, yeah.
Yeah. So we were a corporate family. But to answer your question is, if you focus on your niche, it's easier to get your foot in the door, right? So a lot of people say focus on your niche because you've just got a higher chance of getting a hit if you don't have anybody advocating for you. With your role as a project manager, and if we can highlight some of those other things that you do, small to medium-sized businesses, this is why we focus on them. They love a generalist. They need somebody who's going to be able to help run a project, who's going to implement a new software solution with their customer and be customer service, but is willing to like work on a creative campaign, maybe put together a blog post, and so the small to medium-sized businesses do not need so much somebody who's been doing something for 25 years. They appreciate people who bring a little bit more background. So all of you, I would encourage these, when you are moving to these countries and you're being relocated, those are tough experiences. That's some grit, right? To like pick up, find your new place, and some of the things that you talked about, you worked. So be sure to highlight just the strengths that have been gained from that and the cultural differences that you will now bring to the table versus the person who grew up one place has always had the same influence. And maybe bringing new ideas may be a little bit more difficult. That was a really long answer.
No, it was perfect. Thank you so much.
So
Merci.
Delphine, it looks like we have some questions in our chat. Tashina Richardson is going to go over those questions so you can answer them for us.
Perfect.
All righty. Our first question, what is the easiest way for someone to reach out for more information? Should we just send women to the website?
Yeah, that would be great. So if you go to Boulo Solutions, BOULO solutions.com, you'll see a talent page. That's where you really start the experience. You'll create a profile. During that time, you'll see if you have any questions, if you're struggling to figure out when did I show, a lot of women get tripped up on when did I show influence, right? Because you think, well, I haven't been in a position to influence. Well, you're influencing every day in your community with other women. You're reaching out to women. You're guiding women. You're guiding kids. You have plenty of influence experiences. Email info@bulosolutions.com and we'll help talk you through those.
Great. Our next question, who are some of the employers you work with, and does location matter, or are roles available for virtual work?
There's 60% of our roles are remote work. We're seeing a lot of people open up to more of a hybrid experience. I will say now is the time because truly there is a worker shortage. And so going in and saying, I can't do it. Like I'm not coming into the office full time, or I need to be remote. This has shown me that I can be more, I can achieve more, I can contribute more with remote work. Now's your time to really pitch that. 60% of our roles are 100% remote. We have a strong concentration in the Southeast, which is Atlanta, Jacksonville, Florida, Birmingham, Alabama, San Antonio. So we focus on those if it is a place where location matters. But an example of our employers is professional services. So offices, lawyers, accountants, architects, investment bankers. The other piece is tech companies. So tech companies love, love, love people who have a non-traditional experience, who are willing to get in and just do whatever it takes. It's also great for women because there's a huge runway for career progression. Now there is some risk because they are a startup. Usually they're funded and that's how they're able to hire you. But it's really it's typically a great and very modern and innovative culture.
Next question, is there any way to appropriately convey to potential employers that our requirements as a caregiver are lessening? For instance, children are aging, a home health nurse comes to the house regularly.
It makes me a little bit sad that you feel like you have to say that as though you're defending, like I can give more when I'm sure you've been contributing just as much while they were younger and working hard. I think you can easily say, I'm really looking at pouring myself into a job opportunity. My kids have grown up. It's my time to focus on my career growth and to really contribute to something that matters. And so you can pepper that in, but what they hear is you're giving it your all and you're committed.
Our last question, what is the vetting process for the employers to work with you guys?
We have 3 phone calls with them. They post a role with our sales team. And so that's when we start the conversation and triage. Are you hiring soon? Because we don't want to we don't want to find you a job and then it turns out they're not hiring till December, right? That's just not a good experience for anyone. So they have to be hiring soon in the next 90 days. They have to have the budget for it. They have to offer flexibility in those 3 categories that I said. And then we we post the role, and then we bring job descriptions to them and we say, okay, what does this look like? We have fired clients before because we get the feeling that they are not open to diversity or that their view of a women's role at their company is less than desirable.
Oh, Kelly's giving you the thumbs up. So Kelly is actually one of our military spouses, and she actually works for USO in the Jacksonville area. So I know she's pretty excited about being here because she's going to take away all this information and share these with her military spouses. But I also want to let everybody know that I did put Delphine's LinkedIn profile in our chat. I did put the Bolo Solutions website in there as well. And then I did the info at bolosolutions.com. So if you have any additional questions or any follow-up after this presentation, feel free to reach out to her. She's very responsive. She even hits me up on LinkedIn every now and then. So I hope you really enjoyed this presentation. I think it brought great value to our team. We're very much looking forward to our next meeting, and I'll let Tashina close us out.
Awesome. Thanks, Deborah. We want to thank everyone for joining us. We are growing our MSPN chapter and would love to see who would be interested in volunteering with us. Again, thank you, Delphine, for sharing your story and your opportunity to assist women getting back into the workforce. Do you have any other questions?
Thank you, Tashina. No, I think everybody is pretty much excited and thanking you for your presentation, Delphine. This will be on LinkedIn and we'll get you the recording as well. I'm so glad everybody found the time to get on here and hear this great presentation. We're excited to have you, Delphine, and we're looking forward to working with you with many placements or assistance.
Same here, for sure. Y'all have a great day.